Hi everyone, this is Binod Shankar here, the Real Finance Mentor, with yet another episode of the Real Talk YouTube series, where I invite someone I know to talk about three things that he or she found out after joining the workplace that they wish they had known before joining work. Today I have with me Rashi Mono. Now Rashi has been working as assistant manager in the funds selection and due diligence team in wealth management at Emirates NBD, a very large UAE bank, for the last 2 years. Prior to Emirates NBD, she worked as a business analyst with the Shapoorji Pallonji Group. And she's also, interestingly enough, a bachelor's of engineering honors in computer science from BITS Pilani. And of course, she's a CFA charter holder. She's also part of the UAE level winning team of the CFA Institute Research Challenge in 2016. So quite a diverse and interesting background. So Rashi, over to you. What are your three tips?
Hey Vinod, thanks for having me. Hi everyone. I hope you and your families are well and safe. Okay, so the first point I would like to mention is stepping out of your comfort zone. That is one thing I've learned. So it all goes back to my college, so I'm a computer science engineer, and I often get asked by people, hey, how did you end up in the field of finance? And it all goes back to my final year of college, where I had the opportunity to take up a few finance electives, and that's when I actually realized that is something I really enjoyed and was very keen on pursuing further. And then my father suggested right then that I also explore the CFA program, and that's when I got myself enrolled for the level 1 exam. So the not so direct point of this story being that when I had an opportunity, instead of just pushing it away, because at that point stepping into a whole new field seemed very difficult and too late. But I'm glad I gave it a thought, and now I'm really enjoying what I'm working as. So, and also when I entered into the workplace, I realized this thought process of being comfortable or not so comfortable, but being having to step out of your comfort zone uh, enabled me to actually leverage a lot more opportunities at office. So that was the first point. Then the second point would be that disagreement is not disrespect. I believe this is a very valuable piece of advice that I've received. And I wish personally I had come across this much earlier when I had started working. So what happened was when I, just joined into the workplace from college directly, it was a whole new cultural shift for me where I came across a diverse set of people in terms of, say, experience, thought process, right? And I just realized I developed this habit of just agreeing to every opinion or idea, even when I had a slightly different one, for example, simply because I was the youngest back then in the entire office. So I was too scared to, express my idea or opinions simply because of two reasons. One was that maybe the idea would not be accepted, or second is that I could say potentially, offend somebody with a slightly different opinion or an idea. But then I was made to realize that in organizations, it's very important for individuals to be able to express their own opinions and ideas, and that is more important than your idea always being accepted. So I think that was something that completely changed my perspective towards approaching these kind of situations, and these situations could actually frequently occur in a workplace. So yeah, and then the final point I would like to make would be that learning must be self-directed. So I've realized that the initiative to learn while you're at the job has to be your own. So in college I'd had like a defined curriculum and textbooks to follow, and it was all very straightforward, right? But at workplace, what was different is that I was given a task, and the whole process of figuring out how to do it had to be mine, and I had to sort of figure out on the go how to do it. And that initiative has to come within you, because nobody is going to tell you each and everything, this needs to be done this way, XYZ. So yeah, I think these are just a few thoughts from my personal experience when I shifted from college and entered the workplace.
Thanks, Rashi. So to sum up, number one would be learn to step outside your comfort zone. Number two would be, very importantly, disagreement is not disrespect. And thirdly, learning should be self-directed. Don't wait for anyone to teach you, basically. Very useful tips for anyone looking to enter the workplace. Thank you so much, Rashi, for sharing those tips. And I'm sure you'll have a fantastic career and all the best.
Thank you so much, Vinod. It's always lovely talking to you.
Thank you so much for listening, and I really hope you found it insightful and inspirational. If you did enjoy this episode, please drop us a review and spread the word. And be sure to check out more exclusive content on therealfinancementor.com and my LinkedIn profile, which is Binod Shankar CFA. Let's keep in touch. Just add your name to the mailing list on therealfinancementor.com and we'll tell you about new episodes, plus book reviews, upcoming events, and blogs. Till the next time, onwards and upwards.